Hey everyone, my name is Rebecca Davis. I am a new mom to a 4-month-old baby boy named Beckett. I have a dog named Maple. She's sitting right next to me, super sweet. And I am married to my wonderful husband, Grayson Davis. Most important to all of you, I am a certified Faster Way to Fat Loss coach. I'm going to talk to you about some of the key points in the Faster Way to Fat Loss that we use, and hopefully break down any barriers you might have about nutrition and wellness. And the first topic I'm going to discuss is whole foods. So let's dive into this discussion. Whole foods have few ingredients and they are easily pronounced. Whole foods have not been modified and are not processed. They have no added sugars or chemicals, and they're just simply whole. Whole foods are generally higher in fiber, both soluble and insoluble fiber. These are very important for your health. Soluble fiber helps you by reducing bad cholesterol and lowering your blood pressure and reducing inflammation, whereas insoluble fiber is great for digestive system and it can help support good microbes in your gut, which we love in the Young Living community. This can turn to have a huge positive impact on your overall health. So what is an actual whole food? In a literal sense, a whole food is a fully intact food, like a complete apple. What's the difference between these two items? You may not know what this is, but although they are both made of apples, this is a whole food and this is a processed food. Processed foods are modified and have added ingredients like sugars and preservatives, and then are packaged so that it can sit on a shelf for quite some time. It is possible to find processed foods with quality ingredients, but whole food is always better for you. Minimally processed food is okay when we start talking about whole foods, like chopping up the apple and making an applesauce with whole food ingredients. This would be considered more of a minimally processed food because this is a organic applesauce with cinnamon. It has no added sugars, no preservatives, and its ingredients are literally organic apples and organic cinnamon blended up and put into this container to be purchased at the grocery store and eaten. So it is a minimally processed food. You don't need to cut out processed foods completely. It's just important to know that they may not be the best choice for you. This apple is in its natural form. No fiber has been removed and no nutrition has been removed. It is a whole food, a nutrient-dense food. Minimally processed food retains most of the nutrients. An example of this would be frozen berries. The processing would be the freezing. It wouldn't change the nutrients by much. Another example is almond butter. Almonds would be the whole food, and the almond butter would be the minimally processed food. No oil or sugar would be added to this. You just need to make sure you know that. It's still nutritious. Heavily processed foods are foods you want to avoid and limit. Heavily processed foods have very little nutrients and have too many additives. So additives are substances added to food to preserve flavor or enhance its taste, appearance, or other qualities. Not all additives are bad, but it's important to know your additives. Now that you know the differences, what really could be so wrong? Let me say, heavily processed foods have lower vitamins and minerals. If you are eating a high processed food diet, you are probably deficient in major vitamins. Fiber is also something that we typically don't find in heavily processed foods. An example of this would be white bread. White bread has little to no fiber, whereas if you were to get the whole kernel, the whole wheat kernel, it contains an amazing amount of fiber. And just like I said before, fiber is really important for your digestive health, and it helps you feel fuller longer. So you really want to get foods that contain good fiber content, and most of that is found in whole foods. Lots of processed foods have added sugars, so it's really important to read your labels. If you reduce your processed foods, you're reducing your added sugar intake. Processed foods are easy to overeat, and the biggest problem with processed foods is that they can crowd out your whole foods in your diet. So all the good things get crowded out, and that's why you really need to focus on a more whole food diet focus. I want to talk to you more about refined carbs, but I'll save that for my next training. When I talk about reading labels, I don't want you to spend hours on top of hours in the grocery store reading every single label. I'm going to include 2 links in the comments below with information on common food additives to look for on your labels and a general outlook on how to read labels. My best advice for you in starting this journey to whole food eating is to shop the perimeter of the store, because the whole foods live on these parts of the store. A good way to determine if it's a whole food or not is to know if it had a mama or came from the ground. If the answer is no, you're dealing with a processed food, at which point it's important to understand the added ingredients to the food. In the Faster Rate of Fat Loss, we highly encourage clients to cut out gluten and dairy products because they are both inflammatory food. So really what I want you to take from this video is the next time you're shopping, remember to ask yourself, does it have a mama or did it come from the ground? Let that be your base for beginning a whole food diet. I also wanted to share with you some quick on-the-go, minimally processed foods because we don't all have the resources to get our whole foods all the time. So I'm just going to show you a few of my fan favorites. I really love these Perfect bars. And the chocolate walnut brownie is my absolute favorite, and it doesn't contain dairy or gluten in it, so that's the one I always get. It's really good for on the go, and it curbs that sweet tooth. It's made from dates and several other good ingredients, all organic, and you can read all the ingredients. It's not like, what the heck is that? You know what it is. So that's really good. For my chocolate lovers, I love this Endangered Species chocolate. It's really good. Hazelnut toffee and dark chocolate is my absolute favorite, and I always pair it with this Khalifa coconut almond milk blend. It's so good, and I actually use this as my milk. I also buy coconut milk, but it's really good as a kind of chocolate and milk blend. Yummy way to end your night, really. I really love these Mary's Gone crackers, super seed crackers. I like to have them with hummus. This hummus is awesome. Another thing I like to do with traditional hummus, if you like spicy foods, is to put buffalo sauce in the hummus and blend it up and make it yummy, yummy, yummy. If you're looking for replacement for cream cheese, this is really good stuff. And I like to this is the chive and garlic, and I like to get crackers and have it. These crackers are also really good. I like to have them together, just dip it with that. It's a good little snack. I also, with the hummus, would do red bell peppers. You know, they give you those mix of bell peppers. You can get those little mini ones and dip them in there. Carrots, so many things. Another one of my favorites is these Rebel drinks. These are so awesome. They curb your appetite. Just a quick snack. And it's all organic, all whole foods. Really good source of fiber and protein in here. And what I do too is add Vital Proteins collagen peptides to this sometimes, just to get that extra boost of protein in if I'm needing it. The other thing I was going to show you is these on-the-go oatmeals. They're really good, and it's gluten-free. It has a good source of nutrition in here, and it's a good option on the go. I also like if you're a meat eater, or if you're not a plant-based eater, I would do Chomps beef sticks. They're so yummy, and they're paleo friendly. They're really good. Ingredients, it's good meat, no nitrates and everything. These are really good. Just if you need a little crunch during your day, and you're not getting that. So there's ways to meet your cravings. If there's things you really like potato chips, and even if you like having a Coke, I really, really love sparkling water, and I used to not. So fight the good fight. You can do it. The sparkling water is really good. Another good drink to replace that craving is those Bai drinks. They're delicious. So anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to share more with you.